Today in Hockey 101, we're going to be discussing players in hockey. There are three different players in hockey. You have your forwards, your defensive men, and your goalies. Forwards, there's three of them on the ice. There's center, left wing, and right wing. Centers are in charge of all of the faceoffs on the ice. After a penalty is given, when a goal is scored, and at the start of every period. Generally speaking, forwards are incredibly quick players, and they take a lot of the shots on net. They're the ones credited with most of the points for goals and assists. And then you have your defensemen.
Defenseman. Well, defenseman's primary job is to keep the puck away from his net, and with the help of the forwards, to clear the zone. They tend to be bigger, stronger guys because they also have to protect their goalie and clear the front of the net. And they have the hardest shot on the team. They got to get pucks on net from the blue line for deflections and rebounds, especially on the power play.
Their name says it all. They defend. Then your last player is goalies. As Corey Schneider was quoted, goalies are the last line of defense. They're incredibly disciplined players with amazing reflexes. They're like Gumbies with pads on. They have a glove and a blocker, and then they have a stick. It's different than what the other players on the team sticks look like. They're kind of their own person. It takes a special person to be a goalie, eh?
Very special.
Yeah.
Touched, if you will.
Patrick Waugh used to be quoted as thanking his posts when a puck would bounce off the post during games. They have a mind of their own, but they're amazing guys. And those are your three different positions in hockey. Today in Hockey Fun Fact, we're going to be discussing the original six. Now, you might think that there's always been 30 teams in the contemporary NHL, but the fact is that the league has been expanding over the years. It started in the 1942-1943 season with what has now been dubbed the original six. These teams are the Boston Bruins, the New York Rangers, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Detroit Red Wings, the Montreal Canadiens, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. These guys played in the league for 15 years until 1967, when the league began expanding and added more teams. We're going to save that and talk about the expansion era at a different date, though. Now, if you really want to impress your dads and your brothers and your boyfriends and your nephews and your uncles and everyone, then you can take it back to 1917 when the NHL was formed on its own. It was the only league competing for the Stanley Cup at this time. There were 5 teams that played. There was the Montreal Wanderers, the Montreal Canadiens, the Ottawa Senators, the Quebec Bulldogs, and the Toronto Arenas. During this time in hockey, these teams didn't always play every single year, or they changed their names, franchises were sold, or they just simply didn't have the money to play. But in 1942, the original six was formed, and they've been playing in the league now for nearly 70 years. And these are your original six. Our Heart of the Week goes to Rick Rypien, a former Canuck who played the game with pure passion. Rypien played for the Canucks for 6 seasons, and during his time there, he was known as the guy that would stick up for anybody on his team. He's the guy that you wanted on your team. He was from Coleman, Alberta, and he had recently signed a contract with the newly relocated Winnipeg Jets for the 2011-2012 season. Interesting fun fact about Rypien? He scored his first career goal in his first NHL game. And funny enough, that goal came in his first period of play on his first shot on net. Rick Rypien, you will forever be in our hearts.